Hi everyone, another time travel trip. Someone said in the comments of the last video, can you go to Paris in 1925? That's why we're here. Today, we're going to see how this incredible city is doing after recovering from the impacts of the First World War.
Pardon, monsieur. Attention aux bagages, s'il vous plaît.
After seeing the dramatic days of Berlin in 1945, I needed a reminder of how beautiful life can be. So, welcome to Paris, 1925. This 1920s generation decided to live life to the fullest. Today, we're going to explore the cafes of Montparnasse and Art Deco fashion. Our first stop is Montparnasse. Currently, this neighborhood is the center of the world, where Hemingway and Picasso gathered to create. Right over there are the legendary cafes La Rotonde and Le Dôme. The minds that are changing the 20th century. Grab a coffee there. Let's cross over and look for a charming table. Who knows, maybe I'll run into a brilliant mind of the 20th century. I got a perfect table here at Le Dôme. The aroma of fresh coffee and pipe tobacco fills the whole 1925 air. Look at that group at the next table discussing literature. I'm almost sure I just saw a young artist jotting something down. Everything here looks like a living painting. Even the newspapers on the tables speak of a world being reinvented right now. You can feel an incredible freedom in the air. After so much suffering in the war, Paris finally learned to celebrate every moment. Now that we've finished our coffee, let's walk to the windows of the Champs-Élysées. Art Deco fashion is transforming the streets.
Alors, as-tu entendu les nouvelles de la bourse Teva?
Non, dis-moi tout.
Je pense que nous devrions tous investir.
Walking along the Champs-Élysées in 1925 is like stepping onto a runway. Everyone who passes by here exudes pure elegance. Look at the details of this haute couture window. The straight silhouettes and fluid fabrics are redefining the female wardrobe. Almost every woman here has adopted the famous short haircut. It is an incredible symbol of independence and modernity. And the men are not far behind in elegance. Impeccably tailored suits and fedora hats completely dominate the landscape. Since the day is still beautiful and very clear, let's walk towards the banks of the Seine River to see the action. Look at the famous bouquinistes with their wooden boxes full of old books and prints scattered along the wall. That steamboat passing back there has been transporting goods and people through the city since the last century. I walked up the steps from the Seine and arrived at a vibrant square. It's still a beautiful day, and the atmosphere around here is incredible. Look at that painter right behind me. He is mixing classical architecture with the new strokes of the Art Deco aesthetic. The soundtrack of the streets is driven by this accordionist. The sound echoes off the stone walls in a magical way. This square filled me with great energy. Let's keep walking, because we still have many historical landmarks to record under this sun. The walk has brought us to the immense Place de la Concorde. The early afternoon sun illuminates the monuments spectacularly. It is impressive how the traffic flows here. Dozens of black and imposing cars cross the square at every moment. Right next to the square are the gates of the Tuileries Garden. Let's go inside to see how Parisians enjoy the day. Leaving the garden, we come face to face with the imposing Louvre Palace. The sun highlights every detail of this Renaissance architecture. Look at the number of sculptures carved into the outer walls. It is as if the entire building were an open-air art gallery. The flow of visitors here is constant. People from all over the world come to Paris to see relics of 1920s. Thinking that this place was once the residence of the kings of France gives an incredible dimension to the historical weight of these walls. We have arrived at Pont-Neuf. Despite the name meaning new bridge, it is actually the oldest and most charming bridge in all of Paris. Look at the details carved into the pillars. These stone mosques seem to have been watching every person crossing the river for centuries. Right here in the middle stands the imposing bronze statue of Henry IV. And look at the movement of these classic cars crossing the Seine. From this side of the bridge, we have a privileged view of the Île de la Cité. It is the exact place where the city of Paris began. I'm gonna go down those stone stairs back there. Let's explore a small hidden square right at the tip of the island. We came down the steps and arrived at Square du Vert Galant. Being down here at water level gives an indescribable peace. Look at the size of this weeping willow right at the tip of the island. The branches almost touch the water and create a perfect shade. Several Parisians take advantage of the clear afternoon to sit by the edge of the dock, read a book, or just chat. Looking at the other side of the river, the view of the historic buildings is incredible. Paris seems untouched by time. Our break in this hidden square was great, but the day is still very clear, and I still want to show you the Notre Dame Cathedral. Walking further into the island, we arrive at the imposing Notre Dame Cathedral. The stone facade glows under the afternoon sun. Look closely at the sculptures on the portals. Every stone detail tells a religious story that has spanned centuries. The square out here is full of life. Locals and tourists share the space with pigeons and a few carriages. Going around the cathedral, you can see the immense flying buttresses. This medieval engineering is simply unbelievable. The sunlight has finally begun to change. Dusk is arriving and painting the Paris sky with warm tones. I am crossing the Pont de l'Archevêché now. Look at how the golden afternoon light makes the side of the cathedral even more beautiful. The water of the Seine River looks like a painting with these golden and reddish reflections of the setting sun. We have just entered the charming narrow streets of the Latin Quarter. The old buildings get a beautiful color with this low sun. I think I will make a strategic stop at one of these classic cafes to rest and have something refreshing. I got an excellent table out here. Nothing like a moment of rest to observe the movement of the street calmly. Look at the elegance of the waiter bringing the orders. The classic long white apron and vest are trademarks here. This lemon drink is incredibly refreshing. It pairs perfectly with this light breeze blowing in the late afternoon. You can hear a painter right there on the corner talking to people. Art is truly in every corner.
This is where true beauty is captured.
Time to leave our cafe. The sun is almost setting on the horizon, and I'm going to walk to the Eiffel Tower to see what it's like in 1925. I walked over to the Champ de Mars, and the view is breathtaking. The Eiffel Tower looks giant under this orange sky. Look at how the low sunlight pierces through the iron beams. Its engineering gains an almost poetic lightness at this hour. Many people gather on the lawns to watch the late afternoon show. The atmosphere is one of total contemplation. To think that many artists hated the tower when it was built. Today, it is impossible to think of Paris without it. I'm going to cross the bridge just ahead to get the best angle before the sun disappears completely. Come with me. I am crossing the Pont d'Iéna now. Looking back and seeing the tower silhouetted against this pink sky is magical. Down below, the last tour boats of the day cross the river, leaving shimmering trails on the water. I walked up the first steps toward the Trocadero. From here, the perspective of the tower with the fountains is spectacular. We have reached the top of Trocadero. This is, without a doubt, the definitive and most beautiful view of Paris in 1925. We have reached the top of Trocadero. If you are loving this time travel through Paris, subscribe so you don't miss the next destinations. If you like this video, watch the VE Day in London in the video on the left, or watch the YouTube recommendation right there on the right. Thank you so much for walking with me today through 1920s Paris. A huge kiss, take care, and see you at our next stop in time.